Ba'Shem Yahushai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who are the true rulers and leaders of the nation of Israel, known as Yasharallah, who today are known as Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. In today's lesson, I want to go and get into Deuteronomy, and I want to get into the blessings and the cursings. Now, this is going to be a two-part video, and we're going to break down the blessings, the things that we would get. And in these videos, or in this section here, I want to go ahead and just point out how these blessings are pretty much opposite of what we're getting. But here's I'm going to start off. This is Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, our power, to observe, to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Now, you got to remember, the Lord is dealing with nationality, right? And in particularly the 18 nations that he referenced in Genesis 10. I believe it's I'll put it up on the screen right now. You get to see where the 18 nations are right now. Now, I think we're over like 150 over, like we're like 167, I believe, nations in the world that exist today. But again, it doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's what God, the Most High, refers to us. So in this case, this blessing right here that the Lord would, that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai gave to Moses, who here he was reading it to all the Israelites who are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He was reading it to us. This, he said, this would be our promise, our portion, if in our blessing, if we would follow these laws, right? And at 28, it just got over what the laws would be, the Ten Commandments and so forth. Now, you also got other laws in there. There's about like 613 laws, and a lot of them have to do with priesthood and whatnot, but they're all written in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. So again, one thing you'll notice that right now we're ruling over no nations, not even our own. Our own nation, Israelites, has been taken away from us. So right here, our current condition is contrary to this, right? So all other nations are above us, right? So next, let's continue. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, and it shall hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, our power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. You know, blessed shalt thou be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of the cattle, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. So we still, got some of that, right? We tend to multiply the most, right? Israel is always having babies, so like there's even jokes about how we have a lot more kids than these other nations do. So that's a blessing ultimately that looks like that sticks around, obviously. Verse 5: Blessed shall be the basket of thy store, right? That's not true at all right now, because right now, whenever we open businesses, you will have, most of them fail, but you will have, some that do stand out, that are exceptional, right? And they will do great business. But another thing too you got to consider is that some of those may be confusion of faces. People who look like Israelites, but their lines go back to another nation that's been blessed. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. So that, if you look at what happens now when you kill a Negro, Latino, Native American, it's not really considered much. Most people, or most police, or people who get convicted of killing our race tend to get lower convictions than if they were to kill a so-called Edomite or Moabite, things like that. So let's see, verse 8. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses and in all thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai thy power gave thee. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai thy power, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by his name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the reason is because we are called by his name, but the thing is we're not really called Israel. We're called Yasharallah. That's Hebrew for Israel. Now that right there, Yasharallah means Prince of the Power, or so, because we are God's sons. We're his princes. So now this is verse 11. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall make thee plenteous in the goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai swore unto thy fathers to give thee. And who were the fathers? The fathers were the 12 tribes of Israel, including our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all the way back to Adam. So that's the blessings that's being referred to here. In verse 12, the Lord shall give unto thee his good treasure, the heavens to give the rain unto thy land in his session, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Our people tend to be the ones that hold the heaviest debt and take, and that's because we take the most loans. That's just because we're horrible with money as a nation, right? Again, there's always going to be exceptions to the rules, but the thing is, in this case, that's why you always find the cash a check, or loan, those micro loan places in Jake's neighborhoods. So this is verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai thy power, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods. Notice gods is spelled with the lower G. This refers to all the idols and all these other gods or powers that we put above us, be it role models that are pushed today, the singers, these other people who consider themselves gods, who have even gone out as far as to write their own Bible, or have, even though they say it's a joke, these people are considered gods, right? And in their own sick ways, they've actually set up, through these Chaldeans' magic, and so that they're, even though to people who are what they would consider normal or cardinal or non-spiritual, they wouldn't see, you like you said, like those people say, they don't believe in this. It doesn't matter if they don't believe in it. These people are actually doing it. They're believing in it, and therefore it exists, right? So, and we're all obviously being affected by it. So so just the argument that it doesn't exist, so it's not going to hurt you, doesn't really stand its ground. But this is ultimately, we've obviously gone off, right? And we've gone off from time over time. There's been movies showing how wicked our people were in idol worshiping, going off, right? So, and to this day, we still have, northern tribes worshiping like Guadalupe, who's really Ishtar. They're worshiping white baby Jesus and stuff. All these countless saints. And then you got the southern tribe, just they're worshiping Cesare Borgia, white Jesus, right? So again, it's that, or they're either into Kemet, thinking that they're Egyptians and whatnot, right? So these are the blessings that we would get if we followed the laws of the Bible. The Bible that Moses set before us. It tells you that in Deuteronomy 4:4 or 4:44, how Moses is the one who set these laws before us, showing that he wrote the Torah. Now, or to the left, or go after other gods to serve them. Now, those are the blessings that we would get if we would follow the laws that have been set in these last five books of the Bible, right? Deuteronomy being the fifth Bible, or the fifth book of the Bible, right? Or the last book of the Torah. The Torah being the first 5 books of the Bible, to make that clear. Now, in these blessings, that God said He would give us, this is what we used to have, right? This is what we had when King David and King Solomon was into power, and then degraded from there, right? And it ultimately came again when for half of the nation, right, for the southern tribe, during the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, when they got into Europe and started ruling. Now, but yeah, those are the blessings that we would get. So hopefully you got some edification out of this, and I'll see you next time. Shalom.